Every time we finish treatment here, the changes, they start right away. He didn't know how to express his emotions. You couldn't even notice with his face, the expressions. Now, the combination of him telling us that he's shy and showing us that he's shy, it's a very big progress. Before, he used to just sit and stare and not even look in your eye. And now, he looks in your eyes. The biggest changes we have seen is that Ari next year is going to school. He loves to come here because of you guys, the staff. Coming here every time gives us more and more hope for the future.
Good afternoon. Would you please introduce yourself and tell us where you're coming from?
My name is Gilad. I'm from Israel, and this is my first time here in Swiss Medica in Belgrade, and I'm happy to be back.
What brought you to Swiss Medica for the first time?
Well, my son Ari was diagnosed with ASD at the age of 2 and 4 months, and since then, even until now, we have been trying and looking and reading and searching to see what the best we can do of trying to minimize the effect of this. And I'm happy to say that the treatment here, with many other things we have been doing, have been showing really good results. But I think the main change has been happening because of the treatment. Because every time we finish treatment here, the changes, they start right away. And they get noticed by everybody else except for us. Also in his kindergarten.
Okay, let's go back and have a look at Ari before coming here to Swiss Medica, before any stem cell treatment. What challenges did he face in his everyday life?
Well, when he was... we arrived here for the first time at the age of 4. And before of that, well, now he's grown in 2 years, which is a lot, but he was still, he didn't know how to express his emotions. Now I know that he's shy because he's telling us that he's shy, and also he looks shy. Before, you couldn't even notice with his face, the expressions. You didn't see that he was shy. He was just silent. And now, the combination of him telling us that he's shy and showing us that he's shy, it's a very big progress for us as parents, because we look at him all the time and we try to find ways to see how he progresses. And this is a huge change. Before, he used to just sit and stare and not even look in your eye. And now, he looks in your eyes and he tells you that he's shy, and you can see on his face that he's shy. So the combination of it all is a huge progress for us.
So when is it that you usually start seeing changes after each treatment? How much time does it usually pass? Usually
it happens very quickly, because once we are done with the treatment here in the clinic, we get bottles of exosomes, and usually what happens is that you start taking them for the first 5 weeks until they are finished. And this is what the really big changes happen. And then after that, you can see a slow decline. But when I say decline, it doesn't mean that it goes back to what it used to be. It's just, I think his body is trying to, I'm not sure, his body is trying to understand what happened and get used to all this process. And after a while, it gets to a plateau where you get used to your son, to his new abilities. And when it goes down a little bit, but it always comes up back again, and it stays straight. And it just, every time you show more and more results. At the beginning I told you it's not only him being shy, he's telling us what he feels all the time. He laughs at things, he has sense of humor. And this for us, it's everything.
Okay, would you please comment a little bit about, you said that people around you notice even more than you the changes. So what kind of changes do teachers notice in the kindergarten?
Well, the teachers, the biggest changes we've seen is that Ari next year is going to school, to first grade, and they told us to not take him to a special class because of the big progress, the big changes that he's made. He's very communicative, he's very expressive, he's very smart, so they say, and they don't think he belongs to a special class. Maybe he needs someone else to be with him, like an adult, to stay with him there, to take care of him when he has difficulties. But this is for us a huge surprise, because we were certain he's going to a special class. And once we heard that, we said, okay, it's not just us. Everybody else experiences that. He still has his difficulties with other areas, but as a surprise, we didn't see it coming, and we never thought it could have come before. So you ask about the progress. This is for us amazing.
Okay, what about the family, friends? Do they comment any progress?
Yes, many friends say, listen, if you wouldn't have told us about his condition, we wouldn't have guessed. Yeah. On many times when he's at his best, you don't see the anxiety. He initiates a lot, and you can tell he's in the game and not just next to the game where other people are playing. And yeah, and people are surprised when we tell him that he has ASD many times.
And what about his pediatrician or maybe the psychologist at school? Did they give any comments to you?
Yeah, everybody says the same. Everybody says the same, and I mean, last time we saw them, they talked to us about how the children, like even real children, they slowly progress. But in his case, they see huge progress. So they are not used to that kind of progress, because it always shows after he comes back from Belgrade to Israel. It shows right away that something has changed.
Which result at the end are you aiming for?
That's a good question. Until we see him blend in society as best as possible. In many ways, and sometimes I see his reaction next to very small children, and he's still afraid of them. And for me, while this is still going on, I see that it's a bit different than other children his age, getting face to face with 3-year-old other children. They are usually not afraid of them. They're usually not shy and telling them to move away if they want to, if they need space, right? And yeah, I see other children, and he's still a bit different, which is fine. But I think we need to see more signs that he's really blending. Yeah.
So how is he behaving coming here for the first time? I mean, his cooperation with the nurses, with the doctor, did he recognize the medical staff?
He even recognized the photographer here. Really? Uh, yeah, of course. He knows everybody.
Was he excited to see
Yes,
everybody?
yes, yes. He is very excited.
How was he behaving during the procedures? Did you need sedation?
No, no sedation. He wasn't even crying today. So, I don't know. He got used to it, and we always talk to him about it like a few weeks before, even telling him that it's going to hurt, and we are there for him, not to be afraid. And I think he understands everything, and this is why he's not overreacting when he gets these shots, which he's really afraid of. He's very mature when it comes to such matters. Even we now stopped a very strict diet with him, and all this time with this diet he used to tell other people what he should have and what he shouldn't have, and he had very, very amazing self-control. And this is why talking to him, if we make him ready for such events, then we know he's going to get the strength for it and deal with it. So with this I'm very calm on the inside. This is why he loves to come here, because of you guys, the staff, and he knows people they mean well. They should, although they don't understand what they are saying, but it shows with all the hugs and the smiles and the nice welcome. Yeah, for sure. He loves coming here.
So is there anything else you want to add? Maybe I forgot to ask.
I want to add, listen, whenever I notice that whenever I talk to people about this kind of therapy, the immediate response is not wanting to listen to what I have to say, because you don't hear it in many places. It's not mainstream. It's still, in Israel, it's still not authorized by the Ministry of Health. And I say, just go find out, do your research about it, see that you can find hope. You can find hope, because when we got diagnosed, they told us, listen, there is no changing of this, and you know, to hear such a thing is very depressing. And I know many parents who have kids with autism, you know, they lose something, and we do too. Many times we lose our I wouldn't say happiness, because we are happy with. I'm very happy with my son, but you see other children and you cannot be affected by how you would want your child to be, not like them, just to be, you know, not have this ASD. And I think coming here every time gives us more and more hope for the future. And this is a great way to get such hope that you can't find in many other places, especially when they tell you that you can't do anything. So this is maybe my way of saying to everybody here who watches that there is something to do. I know that it's not affecting everybody. I know it has its own merits, but the least you can do is try. And I can tell you that this treatment is very expensive, and I'm not a rich man, and I don't go on vacations, and I don't do anything that I would have done otherwise. But the money, I think, is going to a very good cause, at least for me. And after the first treatment, they told us, if you don't notice any change, then you shouldn't come again. But when we did notice the change, we knew we would right away save up more money for the second time and third time. This is my fourth time, and I'm sure we'll be coming back for a fifth if I see that there is more change. So I mean, there is a price to pay, literally, for that, but from my experience, it's worth it. So if there is anything I would like to say, is just please give it a shot. Thank you.